Welcome to the original rock and wrestling radio show. Welcome to Beyond Ringside, your source for wrestling, MMA, and boxing in the Southeast. To contact the Ringside Roundtable of Beyond Ringside, email them at beyondringside@gmail.com. And now, your host for Beyond Ringside, the man, no myth, all legend, Fast Eddie Layne.
I want to say greetings, good afternoon, how you doing? Welcome back to Sundays. On the live version, 25 minutes before the top of the 6 o'clock hour in the Central Time Zone. That would also be 3:34 on the West Coast. Figure it out. Do the math. And for everybody in time zones that I didn't mention, first off, Ted Guinness. Good to hear from you this past week. And probably going to be joining us very soon on the Shooters Gallery. Fast Eddie Layne live from Studio One, coming back over, picking up, saying hello. Mark MaBo Bowman, what's up, brother?
Remember, kids, if you when you get through in the restroom, wash your hands.
Always.
And always, if you sprinkle when you tinkle, make sure you're neat and wipe the seat.
Okay. Personal hygiene habits and PSAs for the day. Something I've never thought to run on the stop sets and probably won't either. First off, thank you to everybody listening in through BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net, and of course the Beyond Ringside Radio app, as well as TuneIn Radio, Ustream, all the different methodologies. Everything is up and running full steam this afternoon. Still trying to get used to the interface for ProWrestlingRadio.net. I'm using a different radio stream server for that one as opposed to the one that I've been using. So there's little details that I'm still trying to remember how to work out. It's been one of those weeks. It's been topsy-turvy. I know for me personally, everything from the question marks about Monday Night Raw, going back and re-watching NXT TakeOver Dallas to a great degree. Of course, in the basketball world with the Golden State Warriors making history for Kobe Bryant closing a chapter and the Lakers can finally rebuild. And, of course, Carl Edwards picking up his first win earlier this afternoon up at Bristol. Thank God. My dad did a backflip of his own. Trust me about that one. What all's been going on your side of the world, Mark?
Cleaning guinea pig cages.
There you go.
Wonder why my girls are fussy and save their parsley for last, but look, okay, it's not. And if you guys hear me start random, Graham, get your butt back on the towel. Do not poop on the floor. I have two of them still out because, for those of you who know my living situation, you know I moved. I'm not burdened by somebody else's schedule on when I can have my guinea pigs out. So I decided to get a late start. If you don't get your little furry butt back on the towel and poop over there, do not poop on my floor. Nut. I'm not beholden to somebody else's schedule. So therefore, I can have my damn guinea pigs out whenever I damn well please.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm still venting a little frustration from the ex-roommate. So. But, yeah, so we got a little late start today. But it's all good. But, no, other than that, that is a bag of guinea pig litter. Let's not get near that. Other than that, just, I don't know. Ain't doing nothing, but worried about finances.
There you go. Always a beautiful thing.
And also enjoying New Japan Pro Wrestling and Lucha Underground.
Very nice.
Right now, yes. Once again, it's on Axis, the New Japan, and yeah, it's almost a year old. But I am about to watch the cleaner Kenny Omega.
That was a good match.
Club. Huh?
That was a good match.
Versus, did you watch it?
Yeah.
Versus Kushida.
Yep.
The time splitter. Only in Japan could you get away successfully with a semi-Marty McFly gimmick.
Well, remember when he and Alex Shelley were a full-time tag team?
Yeah, the time splitters. But
right.
That's where they got the thing from, though. So, and I'll never understand Kenny Omega's hair. I just don't get it. It's just odd. But anyway, yeah, for those who don't know, who I'm sure you know by now at this point, but if you listen to Tuesday night's Sinead Burnham, we reported, I can't really say breaking news because we didn't break the news, but, about Balls Mahoney passing away, so that was definitely sad. Still not 100% sure what happened. What the heck are you two doing over there? But
focus, damn it, focus.
No, the little turd's trying to chew into the other bag of litter and spill it everywhere. I'm gonna punch a guinea pig. But I think it was yesterday they announced that there has been 2 wellness policy violations. And when's the last time we heard a wellness policy violation, Eddie?
It's been a month of Sundays, if my notes are correct. Who do we have on the list?
What was it? I think the last one was what? Swig Swoggle?
Probably.
I think it was, and I heard that was it wasn't. Because I think we even talked about it because it wasn't officially a drug thing. I think it was. They told him it was a surprise. What do you call them things? Surprise test, and he had X amount of time to get back home to do it or something, and he couldn't get there, so they immediately tagged him. From what I heard, but. Are you ready for this?
Yes, I am.
About who trust me, it's. I don't think there's definitely not one push. Definitely it's 2 tag teams. Well, I mean not 2 tags, not 4 people, but it's 2 halves of 2 tag teams. No real big loss, which I hate to say on both sides, but first of all, Connor got popped of the Ascension. So, there goes that mega push they were getting. And it's a good thing they were eliminated in the tournament because that would have just made things awkward. And the other, which shouldn't surprise anybody, but Adam Rose got popped for a wellness violation.
Did they say what it was?
They have not said what it was. I have not seen. Once again, haven't really looked. I've been feeling well this week either. My body is, if it's a temple, it's a Buddhist temple, or it's more shaped like Buddha. But it's like I said, I just saw it last night. I have not seen anything else other than it's just they use their shoot names, of course. But I don't think I've seen any other. No, I've not seen anything else about what they got hit for. Just said wellness violation policy. So, but I don't know. If you've ever looked at their wellness policy violations, what you could get tagged for, it's kind of wonky. Like, certain supplements could set off a positive result.
True.
And so you don't really know. But it's kind of sad, really. The Ascension. I don't know. I loved them in NXT, FCW. I just think they were mishandled when they were brought up.
Oh, hugely.
And of course, they were fed lines that when you're 2 guys, you just getting caught. And I think we talked about this when they first started doing this stuff because I believe Wick was in on the conversation. When when you're just called up to the main roster and you're making your debut, it's literally a yes sir, no sir. Okay, we'll say that, sir. And I honestly think they were fed some bad lines. Not to so much bury them. It's just when you're a script writer, it doesn't really affect you that much of the person saying it. So.
I want to run this by you. This past Thursday on Shooters Gallery, the conversation was held about...
Wait, I thought Shooters Gallery was on Saturday.
Thursday.
What happened to Saturday?
We moved.
See, just like my parents, you move and you don't tell me. I had to find you on your own.
There you go.
This is messed up. It happened once with my parents, and now look.
Damn.
History repeats itself. You jerks.
I thought you were going to say your mother's, but...
jerks.
But like you ever called it on Saturday anyway.
Well, you know what? You mind your own damn business. I'm my own damn business.
That's why when I miss Sundays, we get first thing out of my mouth is like, dude, you want to come in Tuesday? Yes. Okay, cool. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, coming back to it, the conversation was held this past Thursday on Shooters Gallery. And actually, Saturday is Saturday Showcase. It evolved into Shooters Gallery. Then we moved it to Thursday. It just works out better that way.
But there's no Saturday showcase?
No, I like sleeping in for a few minutes.
Who doesn't?
I actually get to sleep in for 5 minutes. Damn. Of course, now that we can no longer use the hashtag, well, we're back to using hashtag lost cause for a second there. I have a feeling we'll get him back very soon, though. Because
but let's be honest. Was it a real big loss? Not really.
Well, I kind of liked having another producer to work with.
Well, that's on you, buddy.
Well, there you go. But one of the things that was brought up actually concerned the Ascension and the possibility. I made the statement before that they needed a manager.
They do. They so do. But barring any mohawked people that we know, who would you put? I mean, like, who's out there?
We ran a list. List.
Let me guess. Jim Mitchell was one of them.
Actually, that was the one that was omitted, and I thought of that on Saturday afternoon, and it's like, you know something? The sinister minister, Father James Mitchell, would have been the perfect choice.
I mean, that would have been my first one because, I mean, he worked for ECW, worked for WCW, worked for TNA. I don't know if he's still in the business. I'm pretty sure he is, or at least does appearances. But I mean, you know, hell of a storyteller.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, as far as getting the point across and everything. So I don't see, you know, I mean, he definitely would have been top of the list.
Well, see, that's the thing about it, because I was actually looking out. Okay, not necessarily outside the box, but there were so many names that started being bounced around on Thursday night. It's like, you know something, there are some obvious choices that I know we're missing, and then yesterday I'm driving, and it's like, holy crap, how did I forget Mitchell?
Okay, well, hit me with some of who you got.
Actually, one of the first choices that I thought of was, I know what you're going to say, Reverend Dan Wilson.
No offense to the good Reverend, I don't know if he could work on a worldwide scale.
I think he could. Also, Jeff G. Bailey could have also.
Now, Jeff G. Bailey, I could see. And like I said, Reverend Dan, I don't see him work on a national scale. I could see, without a doubt, Reverend Dan Wilson. Worldwide, I think something might be lost in the translation. You know?
Yeah.
That, and I think WWE would spend way too much money repairing all of their sound equipment. If Dan Wilson got on the mic.
No, that's only if Wicked Nemesis gets the mic.
No, there's been times where Reverend Dan, I've had to pull the phone away and been like, whoa, calm down, buddy. But, well, who else? Oh, and by the way, real quick, I saw somewhere that somebody was like, well, and this was both of the Connor and Adam Rose's second violation.
That's not good.
Yeah, I know. My question is when was the first one for both of them? But somebody else said, well, you know what? If Rose is going to be gone for a while, you've got the perfect social outcast in Damian Sandow.
Yeah.
Just pull him right in. But, you know, I just wanted to bring that up here real quick. But who else did you guys have in mind?
Like I said, we ran through a list of about 8-9 names. And actually, speaking of a topic that got started Thursday, Shane brought this one into play. I want to get your input on this one. And without me mentioning any of the names that we used on Thursday, as it stands, and we've kind of had a discussion similar to this before. That's why I know that you're grassroots on it. Whether it be WCW or WWFE, give me 5 names right off the top of your head that should have had their respective championship. Specifically WWE, but we can include WCW in the mix.
What do you mean, should have?
That you think should have been given that chance to carry the banner.
Now, when you say there's carry the banner and they carry the belt.
Same thing, carry the belt, carry the banner. As champion.
Any era?
Sure. Okay, if they were active today, I'll put it that way. Wait. Go back through time. You can go 90s, 80s, 70s, whatever. And from there, if they were active today, you think they should carry the banner. They should have a good run as champion.
Oh, I don't know about active today, man. That's just kind of... I think, I would say this. I think he might translate pretty well. if he was, in his prime or whatever, I think Steamboat should have been given the WWF, WWE belt.
I'll agree.
Another one, when, they were searching for a hero or whatever, I think Piper should have.
Yep, that was the prevalent name.
I think if it was today, I think Big Dust. I think Dusty should have had the belt.
Dusty should have had the belt instead of the damn polka dots.
Well, but, that shows you right there. It's, what's the old saying? Chicken crap and the chicken salad?
Right.
I almost said chicken coleslaw. I hate both of them. But, look, this guy had the belt, but I don't think he was, and it was taken away from him. I don't think he's given a chance. I think Ziggler needs to be given his opportunity. I think Ziggler has been screwed over too many times. Ziggler's become disillusioned, and now he's just doing what he's doing. I'm not saying he doesn't. First of all, I'm not speaking for him personally. I'm just saying just the way he's coming off on social media and a bunch of other places. I think Ziggler could have been something if they would have let it go, if they would let it run. I think with a manager, and he had one, he had Zeb, I think Swagger could have had a better run.
Yeah. Well, wellness policy.
Yeah, once again, it's a damn wellness policy. Who else?
I'm gonna feed you one, and I want to know what you think. Jake Roberts.
Okay.
Jake Roberts.
Are we talking WWE or WCW?
WWE.
No. Wait, heel or face?
Your call.
I don't think face Jake. See, here's the thing: is back during that era, and Eddie, you'll remember this. It was all about Hogan having the belt and fighting against it was kind of hard, but the bigger, badder bad guy. Your Bundys, your Studs, your Gangs, your Giants. Even technically Kamala, even though he's a little bit taller than a Kamala. But it was always that
the big boss man?
Boss man, yes. It was more like that vicious. Even though Jake, from State Farm, even though Jake might have been a smidge taller or somewhere in that area, I don't think the cunningness, I don't think that's something that would have translated well Hogan versus Jake, because of Jake's more of a, where all the other, this is my opinion, once again, the aforementioned people could have given Hogan power for power. Okay, I've got to go whoop a guinea pig. While they could have given him power for power, you know what I'm saying? If you do not stop eating that cardboard, I don't think Hogan could have wrestled the psychological way, because you got to admit, there was a psychological way that Jake Roberts wrestled. He didn't rely on being like a big scary gimmick, or, I mean, yes, I know he was pretty much a gimmick, but he didn't rely on the big scary gimmick, the big man gimmick, like a Papa Shango. Even though Papa Shango is a big man, he's not as big as some of the others, but he had that scariness to him. Like, there's some guys that, whether you knew much or not, you could look at him and be like, that guy would be perfect against Hogan. That guy would be perfect against Hogan. I think Bigelow, I mean, I know they brought him in as a face, and that's great. I would have loved to have seen a heel Bigelow take out Hogan. I mean, they did it with Earthquake. Look at Earthquake. I mean, you can just, Hogan always fought the big, massive guys. I don't think heel Snake, I would have loved to have seen heel Snake wear the belt and maybe do a, kind of do like the feud he did with Macho. But I don't think in that time, I don't think it could have worked. I don't think like face Roberts would definitely have never worked as a heavyweight champion. Just never.
How would Mr. Perfect have worked today?
Oh my God, thank you. I'm glad you. But real quick though, I do think. Let me switch it over. I do think heel Jake should have had the NWA WCW belt.
NWA, yes. WCW, not sure about. And I think he would have gone over.
No, the WCW when he was battling his demons. That WCW, not the one where, that eventually became like the NWO and all that. I'm talking about pre-NWO when Jake was there and him and Sting were having the spin the wheel, make the deal. Coal miners on a glove could have come up with something better match. So, I'm going to slap you with a leather glove. Just slap, slap, slap. But no, I agree. I honestly think Perfect was denied the heavyweight title. Did Root ever get it? I don't think Root ever got it.
Not the WWE.
Yeah, that's another one I think. That he would have been perfect against Hogan. I mean, the feud he and Warrior had for the IC belt was great. I think I would have loved to see that belt on him. I mean, but as far as in the modern parlance, they're taking. I mean, other than Ziggler, and I think Ziggler and Swagger could have had better runs. That's the thing, is they don't really have those, quibbles, whatever the word I'm looking for, like they did back in the 80s and 90s. They're like, what? Put it on the little short guy with the big beard and the long hair? Why not? Let's see how it works. What? Put it on the straight edge guy with the tattoos and looks like he hadn't bathed in about a month? Yeah, why not? Look at all the people who have had the belt that you would not think had the belt. I guarantee you, if Joe was on the main roster, Samoa Joe, he would have the belt. I'm just saying. But yeah, I think I can't really say in TNA because I think Austin Aries had the belt though, right?
Austin Aries has had which belt?
The TNA belt.
Yeah, he had a cup of coffee with it.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, is he should have had a little bit longer. But that's the thing, is like today they're not afraid to put the belt on people. You know what I'm saying? Now, will a Zack Ryder or a Mizdow ever have the belt? No. I don't think, honestly, you want to know who I don't think should have, I don't know why I said Mizdow, it's Sandow now. Do you know who I think should have never had the belt?
David Arquette.
No, I think he deserved it. He worked hard.
Please.
No, I don't think The Miz should have ever been heavyweight champion, especially as long as he did.
I'll agree.
I don't think The Miz, I don't know why they did it. I don't know who he did, Pat Patterson, allegedly, but I don't think, and by the way, can we say Maurice does not need to be back on TV? Can we just go ahead and get that out of the way?
Is she naked?
I don't know, man, but her face is just, no. But, I mean, yeah, I could definitely go through 80s and 90s and say who should and shouldn't have had who should have had the heavyweight title, but to me these days it's just like, they're not afraid, except for if your name is Dolph Ziggler.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, they've given up on Swagger. God bless his little heart.
I'm going to bring this up, and folks kind of brought it up on Thursday. It was something that a good friend of the family sent over to me, and that would be Ted Guinness, the voice. Not the NBC TV series, although he could probably be NBC.
Nothing but crap?
Oh, come on.
Oh, long distance burn.
Thank you, Ashton Kutcher. Matter of fact, I'm going to take us to break on this one, so Mark, don't answer yet.
Well, I wasn't going to.
Or follow up.
We've got somebody, don't we?
Waiting to hear back.
Okay.
Slated to be joined by pro wrestling star Ace Haven in just a few minutes.
What's the question?
Was Nakamura versus Zayn on NXT Dallas on par or better than Steamboat Savage? Back in a minute. This is Beyond Ringside.
You are locked into the show of all time, Beyond Ringside.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best.
Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
This is Dr. Tom Pritchard, and if you want to listen to the best in professional wrestling, get locked in to Beyond Ringside.
This is Evan Ginsberg, associate producer of the movie The Wrestler, host of Legends Radio and Legends TV, and you're locked into Beyond Ringside.
Welcome back into Beyond Ringside Live on the 17th day of April 2016. Fast Eddie Layne over here, Mark MaBo Bowman over there.
Yep, I'm over here running a Little Brown Submarine company.
There you go. No,
That's guinea pig poop.
Now, Reader's Digest Condensed. By the way, for the record, want to remind everybody, youtube.com/Beyond Ringside. Run it together. Easy way to find us. I've been breaking up extended episodes and putting them up 1 hour at a time. As long as YouTube doesn't start screwing with things, we're okay with it. Which they did, because hour number 3 from Tuesday night did not make it up. Sorry, Phil, I'll get that one back up. I'm going to have to reorganize the slides. I keep forgetting about that. Every once in a while, YouTube just sits back and, you just uploaded it. But the audio is totally different, you cretins. Welcome to Google Earth. They try to run everything. But, no, received a message a couple of days ago from Ted Guinness, former host of the show with Ted Guinness here on Beyond Ringside and the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. And he made the statement, quote, allow me to say that Nakamura Zayn surpassed Steamboat Savage. I went back and rewatched it, and I could see where he could draw and derive that conclusion, because there were moments in that match that paralleled and a couple that did exceed. Now, I think the only detriment to that match, and that's just me, is the extended trade-off on the forearm shots. I think that if you're suspending belief, you have to look at things where you get jarred in the head, the ear, the temple by the forearm and the elbow so many times, it's going to wear your ass out faster than what they portrayed. But I do have to give credit where credit is due. That is the first match that I have seen in my life where I heard a chant, "Fight Forever." That had me laughing like a big dog and appreciating the moment. I'll flip it over. Mark Bowman, your thoughts on that concept?
What, Fight Forever?
No.
Oh.
The comparisons.
The Quesalupa?
The Quesalupa. You're gonna
Quesalupa.
You're gonna bathe with cheese, you sick bastard. But
yeah, I would. But.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, cheese and bacon would be MaBo's preference. However,
all over my body.
Shut up. Don't need that. No,
I mean,
about Guinness's statement. Did it surpass Steamboat Savage?
Savage and Steamboat?
Yes.
I mean, you can't really draw those correlations because that was two different eras. And two different eras, two different styles. I mean, so I don't know if you could really draw that correlation. So, I mean, that's like taking, I don't know, one old sports reference, such as in baseball, and then comparing it to some modern sports reference in baseball. I don't really know. I don't know sports, sorry. I don't sport. But, no, I mean, was it amazing? Yes. I mean, it was probably one of the best matches you're going to see going today. But, I mean, you got to look at it this way, like, strikes. different today than they were Savage Steamboat. High-flying maneuvers, the dives and everything. Completely different. I mean, so you can't really, it's really, I mean, like I said, you just can't. I don't know, man. It's just I don't think you can draw that. Like I'm having trouble wrapping my mind around those two comparisons.
Well, let me also give you this one to throw another monkey wrench into your brain. Steamboat Savage was a classic heel face matchup. Nakamura Zayn was a face matchup.
Yeah. I mean, technically, they actually briefly talked about this. I listened to. Shoot, I can't remember if it was Colt's latest podcast or there's actually two podcasts because Stone Cold, I rarely listen to Stone Cold's, but he puts out two, I guess the regular Austin podcast and then Stone Cold Unleashed. And both times he had Enzo and Big Cass, and I think they were talking about it. I can't remember, but they were talking about how saying, what was it, the fight forever? Whatever they're saying.
Right.
They were like, well, how do you, whoever was talking, I think maybe it was Stone Cold asking Enzo and Big Cass, he was like, well, how do you think it, they were like, well, we've never heard a chant like that before.
Nobody has that I know of.
No, and then, how do you think it psychologically affected those two guys and everything? So, and by the way, if you get a chance, go and, listen to, once you're done listening to us, and the rest of the shows tonight, if we have any.
We do.
Maybe on a Monday, download it. Stone Cold 2 podcast with the Unleashed, and then there's a regular one, both with Enzo and Big Cass. Listen to the Unleashed one first, because that one precedes the other one. But yeah, it's a great interview with Enzo and Big Cass. But I mean, it's two different creatures, Eddie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a double axe handle off the top rope to the floor was a high spot back then.
Yeah.
Now you've got him doing flips, you got him doing dives. I mean, Zayn does that crazy,
dive through the turnbuckles.
Through the buckles. I mean, that in itself is insane. But then to turn around and be able to snatch the guy's head and hit him with a tornado DDT. I mean, WTF, man.
Thank you, Missy Elliott.
But I mean, it's just like that's even like saying, I don't know what's the storied rivalry, the Lakers and the Celtics.
Yes.
Now, what would be a more modern storied rivalry in basketball?
LeBron and the media.
Seriously.
No, that is pretty much the biggest rivalry out there right now.
Eddie.
Spurs and Warriors. Spurs and Warriors.
Warriors.
Yes.
Okay, look at how they're now. Look at how they're built now. Look at how they're athletically built and how they train differently as compared to back in the day. I mean, now it's way more dunks and everything than it was, 10, 20 years ago.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to say that. I mean, just for me.
So far, was that match of the year?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's. Well, I mean, I don't know. Are we running January to December, or are we running like some kind of weird offset like they normally do? January
to right now.
Oh yeah, if we're running January right now, then no, I'm talking about. But I mean, you got to remember last year we had the Sasha Bailey, and that was freaking amazing.
Yeah, near the end of the year.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If we're going January to December 31st, then so far, yes. I mean, I can't think of anything that that has been televised. I'm going to put it to you that way, because I'm sure that our listeners could sit there and say, "Oh, there was this over in Japan. Oh, there was this in Great Britain. Oh, this at Ring of Honor house show, or this at IWA, this at Chikara." So,
Yeah, I mean, I was the same way.
Televised.
I was the same way, and there you go. That's the televised part that I got to throw out there, because because you have different levels in play on numerous circumstances. Because you have companies like Global Championship Wrestling that put their stuff straight to YouTube, ITV, Internet Television. You have companies like Peach State Wrestling Alliance that go straight to DVD and bypass YouTube. You have companies like Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment that will put some things out there on the internet, but now they're working on finalizing a television deal in metropolitan Atlanta.
Well, hopefully maybe we can get a bleed over on WTTO. By the way, Ring of Honor, or I shouldn't say Ring of Honor, Charter, screw you for not putting Ring of Honor and classifying it as new so it'll record. So once again, I forgot, I didn't get to record Saturday's showing of Ring of Honor. So I'll just have to catch the showing tonight. So
that's with your DVR, because mine came through as new.
See, when I looked at it to see if it was new, it didn't have it listed as new.
Then don't forget, you also have 11 o'clock p.m. Central Time tonight that'll re-record.
That's why I said. That's why I just stated.
Okay.
That luckily, I have 11 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, I know.
So, but hopefully, maybe Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment, maybe we can get that since Ring of Honor shows up just on channel 68 UPN or whatever it is. I don't know what do they call it these days?
Sinclair Broadcasting.
Yeah, whatever it is. Maybe we can get the little bleed over on WTTO.
Maybe.
Have to look into that.
It's probably going to be. It's probably going to be an independent station in Atlanta.
Oh, boo! But because they've got some. I mean, right now, Trip Cassidy's there. I'd love to catch Trip Cassidy live. Gary J, shedding the barn owl gimmick so far. Stiff Robo Ginger. Love to see Gary J. I mean, they had Rude Boy Riley, who's been on the show. There's a lot of guys that they're bringing in, and ladies, who I'd love to see live. So, and now that I don't have to clean guinea pig cages necessarily on Sundays, and once we get a little bit more financially stable, we can go over there. But back to the thing. As far as televised, and I mean, can you really say? And this is where obviously Raw, SmackDown, Impact, ROH, through the Sinclair channels, that's technically broadcasted. Even WrestleMania, for those who don't have the network, which I don't understand why you don't have the network, and you can only pay $9.99 a month and see, the pay-per-view, or you can spend $40 and just, and plus all the other shows like Takeover Dallas, or you can spend $30 or $40 and watch the pay-per-view. And that, probably more than that with it being Mania. But can you really say broadcasted? I mean, when it comes through on the network with no other options, can it truly be broadcasted? I mean, that would be along the same lines as an internet, somebody doing an iPay-per-view.
Right.
So...
Well, here's the thing, because WWE on most of their pay-per-views, technically live network events, they still do have a deal set up with In Demand, which runs through Charter and Bright House and Comcast. Yeah.
So, but I mean, if we're gonna factor in even like, I guess now technically you factor in network and iPay-per-view, if we're gonna factor that in as broadcast, then I would say so far, and I could think of a couple of matchups that if they made it to television or some kind of broadcast could surpass it, but it'd be very few. They did a house show, NXT did a house show in Florida, and are you ready for this, Eddie? It was Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
That should have tore the house down.
It did tear the house down, and they said it was ridiculous. It was it's kind of like when like I said, it was to go back to the Enzo Big Cast podcast they were doing. They were talking about how before Neville or Sami Zayn got called up, when they were first doing the circuit down in Florida, little NXT FCW house shows where people paid like at most $10, and there was maybe anywhere between 20 and 100 people. They said that they were going out there just tearing the house down just for that small amount of people, and that people will some people will never get to see that. So, but like I said, as far as broadcast goes, I think it's going to be tough. And I hate to say this, but I don't think there's, because you don't really have enough time on Raw and SmackDown unless you're in that upper echelon, like a Cena, or if Orton ever comes back. I don't think Orton's coming back, by the way. If you're in that upper echelon, you're not going to get that time. I think given time and a proper platform, I think you could have a match of the year candidate out of Rollins versus Cesaro. I mean, I think you could stick just about anybody with Cesaro and get, if we're rating on and this is not just me, blowing the Ricola horn on Cesaro, but I think you could stick just about anybody with Cesaro and get no less than a 4-star match. And if it's less than 4 stars, it's because the other person wasn't trying at all.
I will agree to that 100%.
Because, just so much is being missed. I know it's because he got hurt. He was in tag team, he got hurt, and then Tyson got hurt. And I would never say it's a blessing that someone got hurt, but maybe it is a blessing that Tyson got hurt and could be out. His career could be done. That's not the blessing part, but it's definitely going to give Cesaro the chance again to shine. And the only person holding Cesaro back?
Vince.
Exactly. Which you would think Vince would love him. He's big, he's jacked, he's got a great look. Sure, his English is not the best, but hell, half the guys on the main roster who speak English, who are born in America or Canada, they have trouble. Come on. So, I think given a chance, when this other person comes back and he's healthy, I think you could put, and just bear with me on this, you could do a Cesaro-Luke Harper match. Give them more than 10 minutes. How much is a segment, Eddie?
Normally about 10 to 11.
I say give them two segments. Give them 2 segments to work a match. They don't have to be on Raw. It doesn't have to be on Raw. You don't want to waste that opportunity. Put it on SmackDown. I think they could put. I think you put Luke Harper and Cesaro in there. I think it blow people out of the water. There's a lot of guys who could put on 5-star matches when if they were coupled up with the right guys. But it's not about me playing armchair booker. It's Vince's final decision, and it's the writers putting them into the proper positions. So
therein lies the funny part, because sometimes being in the right place at the right time and with the right set of parameters in play is the biggest thing you can do. And you make a reference to 1 segment or 2 segments, possibly 3. I'm going to take that to an entirely different extreme, so to speak, and say,
to the extreme?
Yeah, there you go. And say, what about 1 day versus 2 days? Matter of fact, let's go ahead and take 2 days to be exact.
Wait, what?
And trust me.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and narrow down which days we're talking about. April 22nd and 23rd.
Oh, days. I thought you were saying Dave.
No. God. No.
I was like Blutista, and I couldn't think of Finley.
There you go. No, not D-A-V-E. How about D-A-Y-S? And if we're going to spell things out, why don't we just say A-C-E, good friend of the family and great colleague, the last hero, Ace Haven. Welcome back to Beyond Ringside.
How are you guys?
I'd have gotten done 5 minutes sooner if MaBo hadn't said something.
Well, if Eddie knows how to segue better, or at least shoot a brother a text or a DM saying, Ace is on the line, we're going to work it in. I'm like, okay.
Trust me, my segues work.
No, they don't.
You've been sniffing guinea pig litter again.
Yeah, and your segues work about as good as Paul Blart Mall Cop Part 2.
Well, at least they're not going to do a third one. First off, allow me to go ahead and say, Ace, last night, Peach State, Carrollton, in the ballroom. Hell of a 6-man tag team match. You, Xanders, Kevin Blue, taking on the Backbone, the Beautiful Bald Besties, Zach Edwards and Michael Stevens, and their partner, Drew Adler. Dude, hellacious match last night. Really enjoyed watching it and calling it.
I appreciate that, Eddie. We did what we could out there, and I'm pretty cut up. I know Xanders is pretty banged up today, so I feel like we kind of left it all there last night.
Now, before we go any further, I want to ask, because I have not seen results come in, and that's because I haven't been in front of a computer screen. And nobody gets in touch with me and tells me anymore. Friday night, ProSouth, the final ProSouth headed as we're making our way toward the Trinity Challenge Cup, which we're going to talk about in a second. What all happened this past Friday?
Well, it wasn't as packed of a night as we've been having with our monster 7 and 9 match cards as we were getting to the qualifiers for this tournament. But last week we had a triple threat tag team match with Team TWE, Tenure, and ProSouth competing to see who would be the next number one contenders to the tag team titles. Tenure was victorious in that. Tyler Gage had a rematch with recently debuted B. Watt, and he beat him. Scott Aries finally got a chance to compete with his brother, who has just recently turned on him and joined the Age of Eon, and he defeated War by disqualification. We decided, the Chosen Ones, my group, excuse me, I know we doesn't really help you guys here. The Chosen Ones were out there, and we were setting the stage for our next round tournament match, and Team TWE, who we're placed with in the next round of the tournament, left us laying and partied over us with their sparkling cider, because none of them are old enough to drink. And then Austin Willows, also of Team TWE, defeated our all-out champion Donnie Primetime in a non-title match. So it was a pretty exciting night.
And by the way, before we go any further, I'm coming back over to last night in Carrollton. Did you feel like you got a little bit of vindication on the Beautiful Bald Besties and Drew Adler for what all happened about a little while back with the situation with the rolling door that left you and Charles both laying?
Well, I guess it was some vindication in that sense, but not in the sense that we want, because we know the way to hurt the backbone and to make Marv and Zach really feel our pain is to take away the only things that matter to them. And the only thing that matters to them are championship belts. So I don't really think our comeback story, I don't think our vindication, our revenge is going to be complete until we have the Peach State tag team titles around our waist.
And that may be happening right around the corner. But I'm not going to say anything definite about that right now. Let's just say May 7th is closer than you think. If it doesn't happen then, it could happen soon. Guaranteed on that one. Let's bring it up. Ladies and gentlemen, tag team wrestling fans, and I will take that one step further. For those who have never experienced a live trios event, trios tag team action, you're going to get an opportunity here in the southeastern United States in our home area. 627 Southern Avenue, one of our favorite addresses, which of course is the ProSouth Arena, will be playing host to the Trinity Challenge Cup, a 2-day event, April 22, April 23 in Piedmont, Alabama. Doors open both nights at 6:30 p.m. Bell time is 7 p.m. on both nights. Now, I'm going to shift gears just for a hot second. Now, MaBo, I know that you were a huge fan of trio-style wrestling because you've made that trip before. And to be able to catch something like this down here in the southeastern U.S., how stoked are you about that?
Trios? Never heard of it.
You liar.
What's the trios? Is that like, can I get that with rice and beans?
I'm just going to go ahead and throw a heavy object at him.
Yeah, like you were actually in the shape to pick up any kind of heavy object.
Shut up.
No, I think it's great. I think it's amazing that that there's going to be. Trios action is. If you first of all, it's different. Trios action is, to me, different than even just saying a 6-man tag. Because if you're doing a true trios in the lucha style, where it's lucha rules as far as tags and all that, it's amazing. I mean, it's just something to beholded. And it's great though, and it's you always wonder, like, you could see tag teams. Okay, you can be like, okay, well, this tag team, got it, no problem. But you got to wonder who is going to come together as a trio and to represent whatever, whether it be another company or a faction, if it's more than just 3 people in the faction. So you always wonder, who's going to team with who? How's it going to turn out? With it being lucha rules, if lucha rules are in play, I think it's just, and it's really hard, to especially even pick a winner. If you're trying to, pull the Babe Ruth there and call the shot, you can maybe do that in a singles tournament or a tag tournament, but there's so many factors in a trios tournament. So I think it's great. I think if you don't find yourself at the ProSouth Arena for this tournament, you're doing not only yourself a disservice, but you're doing a disservice to ProSouth and all of the guys who are going to be on this, because it's going to be hellacious action.
Well, see, here's the fun part about it is not just ProSouth by any stretch of the imagination. They've got some great teams coming in from not only around the Southeast, but also outside of the Southeastern U.S. Now, Ace, this originally started with how many teams going into the first round after they all got locked in?
Well, initially, there were 16 teams locked in, but then after the 2 GCW teams had a double count out, we had to find 2 replacement teams. So ultimately, when everything was all said and done, 18 trios with 54 participants all total.
Absolutely nuts. Now, you have got it narrowed down to how many teams going into night number 1?
Going into night number 1, we were at the Elite 8. We'll have the 4 quarterfinal matches on night 1. Night 2, we'll move into the semifinals and the finals.
Now, going into, if you have your list in front of you, I'm going to take it straight down mine, and I want to get your input. And Mark, if you'd like to chime in on some of these teams, feel free. Night 1, April 22nd. The first match lined up, Kadama, Obarian, and Kobold, universally known as the Batiri, taking on the team known as Tenure, Stephen Michaels, Jed Johnson, and Scott Spade. Ace Haven?
Tenure has rightfully earned their name. They've got the name because they've been here for a long time. They know their way around the ring, but at the same time, I don't care how experienced of a trio you are when you're going up against a team like the Batiri. There's really no way to prepare for that. There's really no way to train for that. So I'm going to have to give the W to the Batiri in this situation.
MaBo, I know you're a huge fan of the Batiri. Come on in, man.
Man, how does one not just for the match, but for the overall tournament, how does one not pick the Batiri? I mean, they with the exception of when we had that sad demise of Kobold for about a year or so. I mean, those guys have been a trio. They've been a trio for almost the start of their entire career that I can think of. I mean, they work well together. They blend together. They are the Batiri. I hate to, and like I said, not to poo-poo on the other teams, the other trios that are in the tournament, but, these guys, make a living off of being a trios. I mean, Kadama and Obarian, first of all, phenomenal tag team. And then when you throw in Kobold, I mean, he's a different Goblin than what he was, a year or so ago, before he was, he was taken out. So, he's definitely to say he was the wild card in the beginning was an understatement, but now he really is the wild card. So, in that team. So I mean, like I said, no, disrespect to the other teams in the tournament, but that's the bar right there. That's just my opinion, though.
The age of Eon. Charles Sanders, Pestilence, and War taking on Team Thrown Together. Sean Christopher, B. Watt, and Kevin Ryan. Ace?
Well, Team Thrown Together is very aptly named because Sheen pretty much threw that team together as the final time was just ticking down on getting an 18th trio in the thing. And, between the three of them, there's maybe a year of experience. So you got to really look at them as the dark horse of this whole tournament. It's even really amazing, in my opinion, they made it out of the first round. But as dominant as a team as the Age of Eon has been, I think they're going to crumble under the pressure. Trevor Eon's been on them. They've been losing big matches here lately. Trevor Eon's put the pressure on them that there's no more screw-ups. And I just have a feeling those guys are going to crumble under that kind of pressure. I don't think they're going to be able to take it. I don't think they're going to be able to perform under that pressure. And then the dark horses that they're going to go in, already underestimating, Team Thrown Together is going to get this one.
Team TWE. Jaden Newman, Jake Murphy, and Bailey Blake taking on the Chosen Ones. Damian Seratone, Big Tomb, and Ace Haven. Ace, come on in. Let's get the handicap on your squad.
Well, yeah, I'm going to say I may be a little bit biased on this one. but understatement of the century. But I agree with Mark Bowman on this one. I agree that the Batiri are the measuring stick when it comes to trios wrestling. They are the measuring stick. But when it comes to ProSouth Wrestling, the Chosen Ones are the measuring stick there. And so it's going to be a very interesting situation when we get to the finals, and it's the Chosen Ones with the Batiri, and I'm calling it now, to see which of these trios is going to stop the other, because it's going to be like two opposing forces just ramming into each other. And, we all have the same attitude. We all have the never say die attitude. And if we have to, we're all willing to take the low road to win. But Team TWE, to get back on track, Team TWE left us Layne last week. They poured their sparkling cider all over us, and I don't think they realize what they've asked for, because, these guys are kids. And I'll say that. I'm a young guy. I'm young in this business, too. But these guys are kids. Most of them haven't even graduated high school yet, and they're tugging on Superman's cape. And I don't think they realize what they've done, and I'm pretty confident. I know that I feel this way. I know Damien feels this way. I know Tim feels the same way. We're going to go out there April 22nd, and we're going to slaughter these three boys. And we're going to end their lives right there in the ring. Just bury them, all three of them, right there in the ring. Tombstone, no funeral, no eulogy.
MaBo, come on board. Any thoughts on the previous two matches? I didn't catch you on the previous one, so I'll give you time for both of them.
Well, I mean, just alone on they should win with the name Team Thrown Together. I don't care. You they could be one-legged wombats with epilepsy, and I'd still, just with a name like that, they get to win. But now, of course, I am familiar. I've heard of this Ace Haven guy. I've heard of him. I think I've seen him once or twice. I think I even met him once.
Or twice. Yeah. I'm familiar with him. And Big Tom B. That's a Tunsy joke. That is a Tunsy joke. But yeah, I mean, no, Tomb I'm familiar with. Ace I'm familiar with. I'm gonna, and I think it plays into when you have the home field advantage. That definitely plays. You could be the best in the world, but if you're shaken or rattled by, if you're on out of your own home field and in somebody else's, that plays a lot. That's a big factor. So I think it's going to be,
you can't argue with what Ace said. I mean, he's Ace has been around, for more than a minute. So usually when he says something's going to happen, I've seen very few instances where it's not. So yeah, I'm just going to go with that.
And the final second round matchup this coming Friday night. ProSouth, Donnie Primetime, Britt Jackson, and the Trickster taking on PWA, or Team PWA, Romeo, Prince Akbar, and Shane Knowles with the Necessary Evil, the Wicked Nemesis. Ace?
This has been the hardest one for me to predict thus far. And I have to explain my thought process here, because ProSouth is a well-oiled machine, man. They haven't lost anything in trios. They've had a few trios already outside of the tournament. They haven't lost at them. They seem to gel really, really well. The biggest downfall is sometimes they get a little out of hand with their dancing and they're cutting up and having fun, and it could come back on them this time. But when you look at Team PWA, Team Peach State, you have a great team there. You have a great team, but Shane didn't get along with Romeo or Akbar last time they were teamed up together. And, you're going to throw Wicked Nemesis into the mix. This is the first time that he'll be out there with them in the tournament. He was not there for the qualifier. You have kind of a powder keg situation here because, as you called him, the Necessary Evil, Wicked Nemesis will take the low road at a heart, just the blink of an eye. He'll throw a fireball at somebody. He'll punch somebody in the mouth. And after the last qualifier, I don't think ProSouth is going into this worried about Wicked Nemesis, and I think that could be their downfall. So, unfortunately, against my boys, I'm going to have to pick Team Peach State in this one.
Also taking place this coming up, better yet, hold up. MaBo, your thoughts on this match?
Well, very familiar with both Britt Jackson and Donnie Primetime. The guys, they bring a lot of heart, but I can't go against family, and if there were any other team that ProSouth was going against, or even if they didn't have the Necessary Evil, I would say ProSouth. I can see them upending Peach State, but you do have the Wicked Nemesis, the Oracle of Ominous, the Savant of Sinister. I just the literally, like you said, the Necessary Evil. He is the evil that the world needs. I mean, that right there, it's hard to go against and hard to argue. I mean, look at you could go down the list of charges, both police and that Wicked Nemesis has managed. And trust me, I was there for a couple of them.
I know the feeling.
There at one time in Georgia.
Keep going.
Sorry, but yeah, you cannot argue with what the Wicked Nemesis brings to the table, and I don't think. I mean, the guy he's a master tactician. He's a mastermind. I don't think ProSouth is going to have what it takes, because Team PWA, that is the clay. Wicked Nemesis is the artiste. He's going to be able to mold those three into a well-oiled, well-defined, trios-winning team. So, I'm just saying, with all due respect to Team ProSouth there, it's just, I don't think you're gonna. You have a snowball's chance in hell.
I don't know. Wait a minute now. You got to remember, and I'm going to throw this one out there because Britt Jackson does. If they use Britt Jackson's music to come out to the ring that night, the song that he loves to use, Wick may end up getting distracted because Wick does go off into his own anytime he hears the song "Invisible Touch" that Britt has used on more than one occasion. You got to think about that.
No, I know, but I think I know right now he's in Bohemian Grove. He's refocusing. He's right now he's definitely in an altered state.
Probably.
And he's he's looking at all angles that ProSouth, and it's not just ProSouth. I guarantee you, he's looking at all the other teams because you don't know how this tournament's going to, end up. So I can honestly tell you that, no matter what, Wicked Nemesis is going to have he's going to have an answer for it.
Also taking place this coming Friday night, April 22nd at the ProSouth Arena, 627 Southern Avenue. Non-tournament events will be taking place, including a grudge match between Dakota Outlaw and Sabin Roberts. Ace?
Sabin's just recently joined my side of the locker room. But to be just bluntly honest here, I really don't care who wins this. I kind of just hope they both kill each other. I really do. I've had run-ins with both of them in the past year, at ProSouth, and it really affects me none as long as James Hardy's still in a dress.
One-on-one action outside the Trinity Challenge Cup tournament as Mr. O'Hagan takes on Mad Dog Dan Sawyer. Ace?
This one's kind of been building for a little while, Eddie. You know this. You've seen it transpire at GCW. It's kind of a continuation there. It's a continuation at ProSouth. And to use a catchphrase he's used on me as well, just last month when he beat us in the Junkyard Dog Memorial Tag Team Tournament, the dogs are going to be off the chain. And when the dog's off the chain, Eddie, what does the dog do?
Let's see. If the dog's off the chain, the dog's going to bite. If the dog's in the ring, the dog's going to fight. He owes me $5 for saying that properly the first time.
I'm going with Mad Dog on this one. He's going to be out for vengeance. He's going to be out for blood. And I think that he's going to mop the floor with O'Hagan.
Now, I've got to throw this one up there because I know that they faced off in a trios matchup in recent days. But also, by the same token, there is bad blood between Dan Sawyer and Leon Stresser, his tag team partner in Mad Justice, as well as between in the direction of the Brotherhood, O'Hagan, O'Malley, Howard Seacross, and Veronica Fairchild. I don't know if Stresser's going to be there, and you can be rest assured O'Hagan's going to have backup. That's the scary part about the whole scenario, because when it comes down to it, O'Hagan will use the numbers game. Sawyer's trying to be noble and everything else right now, but by the same token, nobility can often be counteracted by the underhanded nature, and believe me, underhanded, backhanded, same damn thing, that Josh O'Hagan is willing to employ at the drop of a hat. MaBo, come on in. Your thoughts on this match?
Oh, boy. Let me get comfortable here.
This may take a second.
So, what was it you just said? Whatever. Oh, my God. That broke down, bloated old man.
Leave O'Hagan out of this.
No, he needs to make like Elsa and let it go. He's gonna get his little bell rung again, or he's gonna get, I'm hurt, I have to retire. Oh, feel sorry for me. Oh, I'm back. Toodaloo. He should have just, the Brotherhood, and it was O'Hagan. He should have just walked away from him. He should have just let it be. But no, he just had to keep poking the bear. And then the Brotherhood was reunited. And then they brought in Howard Seacross. And what is old Lumpy McGee, who does he bring in? The human hot dog, Leonard Stresser.
Leon Stresser.
Whatever. Leonard, Leon, whatever, Lenore. The guy seriously, he looks like a walking hot dog. And I don't mean like a showboat hot dog. I mean, he looks like an actual hot dog.
So would it be a jalapeno cheddar dog like I got at QT yesterday?
No, oh my God, I know what you're talking about, though. Those are delicious.
Yeah, they are.
Oh my God, they're so good. Anyway, but just, it just goes to show you that, dogs always like, oh, this guy was a problem. No, this guy's a problem. No, if you look at it, Pull back. Look at the big picture, boys and girls. Maybe it's not all of those people who are the problem. Maybe it's old Daniel there. You know what I'm saying?
So you're picking O'Hagan to win.
I didn't even know that was, the question.
Yes, it was.
That was a foregone conclusion that O'Hagan was going to win. I mean, come on.
Continuing on.
When a dog gonna hit, a dog gonna bite. Shut up, old man.
And the Pro-South Championship will be on the line this coming Friday night as the number one contender, Scott Aries, challenges the champion, the violence artist himself, Trevor Eon. Ace?
Man, I've been involved in this one a little bit here lately, too. The Chosen Ones have kind of been backing Scott Aries in his bid to win the Pro-South Championship away from Trevor Eon, leading the AG Eon. But after he claims it was mistimed, I don't know, I didn't see it. But after he speared my partner, Damian Seratone, we kind of haven't been giving him any more get-out-of-jail-free cards with the AG Eon. He's kind of been on his own. So the one-man army's fought his way up, and he's finally getting a chance to regain a championship that he literally only held for about 8 minutes. So, Trevor has been champion now. By the time we get to the Trinity Challenge Cup, he's going to hit, I think it's 168 days. He's been champion for a little while.
Yeah.
So this isn't his first showdown. So, unfortunately, I would love to see Aries take the gold, but I'm going to have to go with the violence artist, Trevor Eon, on this one.
Now, real quick, I know on the 23rd, the semifinals and the finals will take place, and you've got everything lined up. It's going to be a great conclusion to the series, folks. You need to be there for both nights. But on Saturday, there will also be a battle royal where the winner will take on a man who look, I know the phrase has been utilized by a couple of people that I know and that I'm very close to, but this man has been genuinely also on a gold rush in recent days, over the last, 20 months. Yeah, I know, for me, 2 years is recent days. Trust me on this one. And I'm referring to Jimmy Rave, for TNA star, this Ring of Honor star. This man has been everywhere and done just about everything. And once again, coming out of, I'm going to get your prediction on something in a minute too. But the winner of this battle royal will receive a title shot on Saturday the 23rd against the champion, Jimmy Rave. I know that you probably don't want to divulge all the names, but can you give us some of the names that are going to be in that battle royal?
I don't even think all the names are lined up right now. I know that a lot of the names that will be in the battle royal are going to be people who are eliminated from the next round of the trios tournament. Along with a few other surprises, a few other people that are lined up. But, you never really know who's going to turn up because you have the whole Pro-South roster this is open to, the whole GCW roster this is open to, the entire Peak State roster, TWE, any promotion that has been in this tournament so far is open to this battle royal. Chikara as well, Excellence Pro. You don't know who's going to show up. And even the Twin States wrestling promotion that Jimmy's champion of, even their guys could show up for this, even though they had no team in the tournament this year. So that's kind of the X factor, and I don't know what's going through Jimmy Rave's head because he doesn't know who to train for. He doesn't even have a list of potential people to train for. So, you very well could see a changing of the guard when it comes to the Twin States Championship on Saturday, April 23rd.
And also taking place on the 23rd, grudge match in place as the Future Classic. Tyler Gage takes on Pro-South Commissioner Brandon Collum. Ace?
4 years. It's been 4 years since Brandon Collum last laced up a pair of boots to get into a wrestling ring.
Has it been
That's
that long?
That's a long time.
Has it really been that long?
It's been that long. It's been 4 years. And, he's been at the Pro-South Arena. He's been training for the match. He's been working, doing what he can. And I hate to go against the guy because we've been rivals, we've been partners, we've done it all together, and he's a highly decorated Pro-South champion. But you're coming off 4 years of ring rust. Tyler Gage has the entire tenure group backing him. It gets bigger every time. Every ProSouth show, it seems like somebody else is joining tenure. 4 years of ring rust, the numbers game. You know, I don't think I can pick Brandon on this one. I feel like I have to pick Tyler Gage. I've been in these types of situations with Tyler Gage. We had a 3 Stages of Hell just back in October. I was victorious, but it was one of the hardest matches of my life, and I couldn't imagine of going into that match after 4 years off. I don't think he can do it. I don't think he can beat him.
Absolutely insane 2-day event on the horizon. Ace, how much are the tickets?
All right, get your notepads ready because things are about to get a little complicated. If you purchase a combo ticket, which is still available the day of the event at the arena, or you can purchase them through ProSouth. Shameless promotion. ProSouth.bpt.ne. You can get combo general admission tickets. That gets you in both days, $20. Combo ringside. There's still very few of these left. And let me stress that. The ProSouth Arena is a very tiny arena if you've ever been there before. 40 ringside seats is about what we can do at capacity. We have very few combo ringsides left. Combo ringside, $25 for the whole weekend. Now, if you're one of these people that go, oh, I just want to see the ending of the tournament. I just want to see Jimmy Rave. Okay, I don't blame you. But single night tickets are $12 for general admission and $15 for ringside. You're much better off going with a combo, and if you don't want a combo night, give the other ticket to a friend. But you're going to save money going one of these combos, and that's what I would go with. And now till Wednesday, if you get your tickets at ProSouth.bpt.me using the promo code BATIRI, you can take $5 off your combo general admission, and that brings that ticket down to $15 before the service fee. That's a really good deal. You're not going to get tickets any cheaper than that anywhere. You can't get that. You can't get that special at the venue, even if you come by right now. So that's only online, and you got to be here. You don't want to miss this. This the Batiri. It's all these trios. It's Jimmy Rave, and who knows what else.
Real quick, for everybody listening on the live, and if you're catching us in replay, I have the link to the event page on the Beyond Ringside Friends page and the Beyond Ringside Like page. I also, in the comments section of the post on both pages, have provided the link directly to where you can buy the tickets online. But remember, these seats are going to go fast, and I know they've already been flying. I'm looking for a sellout. I want it to be standing room only. I made a comment last night. I hope they have to hang bleachers from the ceiling, because I would love to see that place, as I like to call it, A&E, and I don't mean the television network. Asses and elbows. Thanks for playing. At least every 18, 19 inches. But from there, I'm going to ask you, so I'm going to throw this one out there. Either Friday or Saturday, any little scoop that you'd like to throw out there? Have you pretty much laid everything out on the table?
Okay, I'll give you two.
Here we go.
One of them's kind of been out there, but hasn't been heavily promoted. And the other one is incredibly recent and it's just been actually tied down today. The first one, on night one, Commissioner Brandon Collum will announce the next star coming into ProSouth. And I'll give you a little hint without spoiling it. You still have to come to the show to find out or pick up the DVD. The guy that we have signed to come in is a former TNA Tag Team Champion. He's still with the company right now, so he's still relevant, he's still recent, and he's a TNA guy, and he's a former TNA Tag Team Champion. That's scoop one. Scoop number two, on night two. See how I did that? I worked that together there.
Yes, you did.
ProSouth Wrestling has just recently joined the AIWF. It's a little batch of huge batch, because there's like 96 of them.
Right, the Allied Independent Wrestling Federation's good friend of ours, Matt Classic.
Yes, sir. We've just joined. This is incredibly recent. And ProSouth will be playing host to an AIWF World Cruiserweight Championship match, and we're going to announce when that is and who's in it. You know, the defending champions, Ray Fury. We're going to reveal when that's going to happen and who it's going to be with on April 23rd.
Very cool. Thank you for the exclusive on that one, Ace.
Absolutely.
Real quick, how can everybody track you down on social media?
Oh, here we go. Facebook.com / I'm horrible tonight. / The Real Ace Haven. And then on Twitter, the same way. Twitter.com / The Real Ace Haven, @Ace Haven. Find me on YouTube the same way. Find me. Send me a message. Send me a friend request. Tag me in photos.
Before I let you get, see, it's happening to me too, damn it. MaBo, real quick, one more round with Ace Haven. Anything else you'd like to ask or say?
Any truth to the rumor that Fast Eddie Layne will be in the Battle Royal?
No.
I played the fifth.
I drank the fifth. Let it go. It would take a fifth for me to get back in the ring, even for a Battle Royal. Scrap that.
Trust me, I don't think that'll be a problem getting you a fifth.
Either that or I would have to be, in tribute to your statement from earlier, I would have to be in an altered state. That state, of course, would have to be healthy. So we'll leave it at that. Ace, brother, always a pleasure. We greatly appreciate you coming on. Thank you for letting us all know what's going on, and especially the recent developments with the Trinity Challenge Cup for our friends in and around the southeastern U.S., Piedmont, Alabama. Not that hard to get to. Easy to find. GPS it. Check the friends page. Check the fan page. We've got both links up there, and I guarantee you're going to have a great time. Now, you realize, of course, if I do show up on Saturday, we're going to have to emulate last night, and the bar will be open, right, Ace?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Works for me. Ladies and gentlemen, the last hero, Ace Haven. Family, right here on Beyond Ringside. Hang tight. Going to go to the top of the hour break, and we'll be back. This is Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network and ProWrestlingRadio.net.
Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans from around the world, I'm Lightning Mike Quackenbush, the master of 1,000 holes, and you're locked in for Beyond Ringside.
The To Be Determined show live Wednesday nights, 9 Central Standard Time. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, the Grand Design, Clyde Braddock, and the Magic City Runner, Fast Eddie Layne, as we take you to the edge of uncensored. Yes, we go uncensored, so make sure you have your earmuffs. Ask your parents, for those of you that are a little young, maybe under 18, but make sure if you have any heart conditions or any mental defects, please listen, because they may take effect right here live every Wednesday night, 9 Central Standard Time. Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com.
This is Merciless Ray Mercer, Olympic gold medalist and board member of Find a Dream, and you're locked into Beyond Ringside.
This is Danny Cage from the world famous Monster Factory, and you're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Sunday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern here on BeyondRingside.com. Join us for the Midnight Black Mass. Myself, the Reverend Dan Wilson, brings you the dark gospel of professional wrestling, uncensored, unedited, uncut, and not for the faint of heart. You can find out more about us at youtube.com/pottyhumor or subscribe at Potty Humor on iTunes and Stitcher today.
This is the Crowd Wrestler fan, the authority Dave Wills. Yes, sir, you believe me, you're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Howdy, friends. This is the Magic City Motormouth, Fast Eddie Layne, with your invitation to join yours truly, along with Mark MaBo Bowman and the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, for Beyond Ringside Live. Wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Keep your eyes open on BeyondRingside.com for all of upcoming show information, and of course, catch us on social media as well. Until then, we'll see you this Sunday, 6:30 Eastern, for Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
Hello, this is Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express, 8-time NWA World Tag Team Champions, and the true independent outlaw wrestler of the world. You're locked in Beyond Ringside.
Welcome back into Beyond Ringside Live. Home run round. Fast Eddie Layne over here. Welcome back, MaBo, Mark Bowman.
Everything's much funnier when it's said with a speech impediment.
Who is the character that normally does that speech impediment? No, it's not Sylvester or Daffy Duck.
I would have said it was.
No, who normally does that speech impediment?
I have no clue. It's just sometimes I like to speak in this speech impediment. First time I heard it was David Spade was using this type of speech impediment on Saturday Night Live. He was on a Geek Dweeb Spaz. And he was a geeky dweeb. He was going to ride on his Sirocco.
Yeah, it's actually quite funny. I was going back over some stuff yesterday while I was on the road, and before I left the house yesterday, the family here, so to speak, the tribe, as I like to say, here at Full Range in Studio One, we were talking about different movie characters, and for some reason, speaking of David Spade, Emperor's New Groove was one of the topics that got brought up. And
it's a very good movie, by the way.
Yeah, it's actually one of the few times I've been able to stomach David Spade.
and believe it or not, and a lot of people didn't give him enough credit, but the straight-to-DVD sequel, Kronk's New Groove, was still as equally funny.
Well, see, Kronk's character is really good to begin with.
Yeah. Oh, that's how Kronk! Kronk lever!
Kronk! It's just funny. Eartha Kitt did a phenomenal job as Yzma on that movie and the television series, Emperor's New School. Seriously.
I thought you were going somewhere else. I thought you were going to keep going. You just kind of stopped. But
no, it was one of those moments where, there's times when I don't feel like that I should expound on an extended basis about something because it genuinely might, in my opinion, take away from it. And
you mean you only use one sentence to get a point across? Never.
Of course.
What never, do never, what never, hardly ever.
A couple of things I want to run down real quick while we have an opportunity before we head for the Radio Ranch. This coming Wednesday, April the 20th, Ohio Valley Wrestling making their return to Louisville, Kentucky, 7 p.m. bell time as they go home to...
Eddie.
What?
Eddie.
What?
You didn't say it right.
I was on the way to it.
No, you didn't say the name of the town right.
Okay, what was the name of the town?
If you want to say it properly, and anybody who spent time in developmental at OVW will tell you, along with those who are in IWA Mid-South, it's Louisville. Seriously, it's pronounced Louisville.
Okay.
So... flashback to last night at your most inebriated and try to say it that way.
Sad part is I didn't drink last night.
And I didn't eat a tub of Cool Whip for dinner.
At least not before or during the show. Now, after the show, I did have a cocktail. A refreshing adult libation.
Shrimp or regular.
There you go. I was waiting on that. I knew you had something, but I figured you were going to take it extraordinarily perverted. But once again, Ohio Valley Wrestling, 4400 Shepherdsville Road in Louisville, Kentucky. There's in what?
Louisville,
Kentucky, 7 p.m. bell time. Wednesday. Did it really just take us 2.5 minutes to get through that one promo?
Well, look, when you hear enough people sit there and go, no, it's pronounced Louisville, you tend to now subconsciously want to correct people into saying Louisville.
There you go. This coming Wednesday, April the 20th, Rockstar Pro Wrestling makes their...
my buddies out at Rockstar.
To the Rockstar Arena, 1106 East 3rd Street in Dayton, Ohio.
Gary Banks.
Matter of fact, they have one of their Ludus events is on the occasion.
They should have a Ludus coming up. And if I just read correctly...
I'm just going to shoot you. Go ahead.
On the book face, guess who is getting their Ludus, depending on how you pronounce it. Guess who's making their Ludus debut?
Who?
Or their Ludus tryout.
Ludus, go ahead.
That would be a good friend of ours, and who is also at the Monster Factory right now with Merca, the Red Scorpion from the Bloodbound Warriors.
Yes.
So he's going to be making his debut. He's going to be getting a little tryout there. So good for him.
This coming Thursday, April 21st, American Combat Wrestling makes the return to Tropical Island Breeze at the Gulf View Square Mall. 940
Tropical Island Breeze, is that Tyler's brother?
I don't know. 9409 U.S. Highway 19 in Newport Richey, Florida, 8 p.m. bell time.
As it should be.
And Thursday, April 21st, want to say hello to all of our good friends over at WWA4 Wrestling School, 4375 Commerce Drive, Atlanta, Georgia. WWA4 hosting a live event at 8 p.m. local time. And you heard this coming Friday, April 22nd, ProSouth Wrestling makes the return for the Trinity Challenge Cup kickoff round this Friday, April 22, 7 p.m. start time. Also, going to go and throw this one out there. Events on the horizon for a number of us in the Beyond Ringside family of shows. Phil Stamper, of course, going to be back with Maryland Championship Wrestling this coming Saturday, April the 23rd in Joppa, Maryland. Special live event, part of the Spring Breakout Tour. I'll get it right in a minute. Of course, Phil will be back this coming Tuesday night at 10 p.m. with us, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. Special guests on the 23rd include, but are not limited to, Sean Waltman, Kip Sop, also known as Badass Billy Gunn, and for the tailgate party, a meet and greet with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, in a very rare appearance.
And this is where?
Joppa, Maryland, this coming Saturday, April 23rd.
Wow, that's actually kind of that's kind of rare for Shawn to, one, it be a non-WWE meet and greet, and two, for it to be, because, he usually tries to stick maybe in the, unless it's something big like a European kind of thing that he'll do, or maybe Canada, but, for it to be like Maryland, he usually tries to stick close to home. So that's definitely, get your butts out there. Don't sleep on this one there, kids.
Definitely.
That's coming from me.
True.
So, if I'm not burying something, then, it's definitely worth going to check out.
Friday, April 22nd, Real Canadian Wrestling at the Springbrook Multiplex, Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. Yes, 7:45 p.m. start time. Also, Pro Wrestling.
Wait. What was it, Real Canadian Wrestling?
Yes.
Ugh. Oh, that's good. Let me know when fake Canadian Wrestling puts on the show.
Certainly, or marginal Canadian Wrestling.
Or, you know what? If they somehow pull this off, if they have real Canadian bacon. Sorry. I just want to make a Canadian bacon joke. Go ahead.
There you go. This coming Friday, April 22nd, Pro Wrestling Bushido at the Atwater Community Center, 760 East Bellevue Road, Atwater, California, 6 p.m. bell time. Also on Friday in Cheshire, Connecticut, the Pro Wrestling Academy returns to action. 327 Sandbank Road, Unit C6 in Cheshire, Connecticut. Alternative Pro Wrestling, 305 Cherry Street in Royston, Georgia. Also, the organization known as Why We Wrestle, formerly Anarchy, makes the return to the church in Cornelia, Georgia. This Saturday, April 23rd. I was hoping to have all the information in about the upcoming event. Reverend Dan Wilson's got with the Midnight Black Mass, going to have all the information about next Saturday's show. 4236 Level Grove Road. And I did that without even looking it up. Seriously, that's one of those addresses. I can barely remember the address for the Pell City Civic Center, but I can remember the address for Piedmont and Anarchy. I mean, we're Why We Wrestle, damn it.
Eddie can barely remember his own address.
No kidding. That's why I have GPS. Yo, Siri, home. Don't do it.
Who are you talking to?
Siri.
Oh.
I'm waiting because any other time I can make an innocuous comment, my damn phone will pop up, go, I can get you directions or call that number. It's like, leave me alone. This coming Friday, April 22nd, Global Force Wrestling teams up with West Side Extreme Wrestling in Hamburg, Germany, 8 p.m. local time. Coming back.
Oh, look, you got a really awesome company, and then you got Global
Force. Make sure to please add that Force on there.
Oh, is somebody going to get rah with me?
No, it's just like...
Yeah, Yeah. You know what, honestly, I wouldn't want to be associated with Global Force Wrestling either.
There you go.
Oh, God, did you hear about Jeff Jarrett?
What's he done now?
He's starting up Global something else. It's a non-wrestling venture, but people have done their research, and guess what? Little inside scoop there. It's been linked to pyramid schemes. So,
God.
Yeah. I guess Karen's not bringing in as many dollar bills in her G-string as she used to.
People actually...
Yeah,
Coming back stateside this coming Friday, Hanover, Indiana, playing host to NWA Supreme at the Southwestern High School Gym. 167.
I'll wait for NWA pepperoni lovers.
How about meat lovers?
I don't swing like that, buddy.
I figured you'd jump on that one sooner or later. And I think I have one that I'm actually going to be able to get out start to finish. Wild Championship Wrestling Outlaws at the WCWO Arena, 1151 South Kentucky Avenue in Indianapolis, Indiana. That is this coming Friday, April the 22nd. 7 p.m. bell time, by the way. Folks, good friend of ours, Phil Stamper, actually two good friends, and Nate Stein actually put together a very in-depth and a great calendar. All wrestling promoters, if you want to get your event listed on here, send it in advance. Go on Facebook. Look up From the Desk of Nate Stein. Also, there is a new address that Phil and Nate are accepting dates for as far as upcoming events to list on the calendar. I do believe that it is stamper@wrestlereality.com. You can also catch him on Twitter @PSPhenom. Corner to Corner slated to kick off in about 44 minutes from right now here on Beyond Ringside Sports Radio and ProWrestlingRadio.net. As we get ready to head for the Radio Ranch, tell you what, I'm going to flip the script and turn it in your direction. MaBo, I know there were some other things on your brain. Last call, my friend.
Hell, I don't know, man. I'm putting up the dishes.
Just hang me out to dry again, you son of a buzzard.
Well, you're sitting there like, I'm sure you had some water or something. No, I didn't.
You really didn't.
If I did, I don't remember. Do you remember? Because I don't know.
No, I was reading Lords of Pain earlier today, and it made a comment about Eva Marie, and it's like, please, do we have to hear anything else about this twit?
Seriously. I mean, that's all I can say about Eva Marie is, look, I will never take away from her looks. And once again, it's my opinion. I've probably used that phrase more times than not here today. But I will honestly tell you, I think she's very pretty. The red hair definitely does it because, you know, if we all remember what she looked like when on that first season of Total Divas, when she literally looked like the third Bella. You know, it definitely said she definitely her look, just the way she looks, it definitely draws your eye to her. Okay? And you know what? God bless her. I think she's trying, but I don't think she's trying. She's trying harder than I think. She thinks she's trying harder than what we see her trying, I guess. I don't know. I'm not there for training. But, you know, just from the scuttlebutt that I hear, because, you know, I have my connections down there in O-Town. So, but, just WWE, you see what women, there's that word again. You see what women are doing for wrestling, not divas, women are doing for wrestling down in NXT. You can't, as much as you want to, you can't take a diva. You succeeded with Trish. You took a diva and you made a woman's wrestler. But you can't take a woman's wrestler. You can't take. Just stop. Just no. It's like trying to make Fast Eddie Layne attractive. It's not going to happen.
You're right. Not in the least.
Or not in the least. It's like getting Wicked Nemesis to calm down without any herbal relaxants.
Oh, God.
Not going to happen. Well, he takes his ginkgo biloba and all that stuff. He takes that. But, yeah, just, you know, and for them to, just can we move on? Because I'm not going to be able to let this Eva Marie thing go.
I know it.
Subject change, because
Now, I like what one of the writers, one of the people who posted on the message board at LOP said, if I should see Lana versus Eva Marie, it better be a lingerie pillow fight, evening gown match, pudding match, or bikini contest.
And you know what? I agree. Because if they try to... see, I'm actually starting to get physically nauseous now. Trying to...
the person went on to say, I don't want to see these broads in a wrestling match when they're...
hold on.
Wait. When there are literally...
Let me get this in real quick.
Hold on, let me finish the sentence. When literally everyone on the roster is a better wrestler, including El Torito and Hornswoggle. Now go ahead.
I don't have an issue with that statement. That's the God's honest truth. But I mean, stand back because I'm actually going to defend Eva Marie and Lana.
Shoot!
I know, right? I think that was kind of condescending to call them broads.
Okay, the guy calls himself Joe Dirt 69.
Well, there you go. I'm sure he's a Rhodes Scholar.
Yeah, but he's right.
You know, he's a card-carrying member of Mensa. But you don't have to... Look, if you're going to slam him, giggity, then at least, you know, if you're going to... Especially their in-ring ability, don't call them broads. There you're just being chauvinist. And
once again, he calls himself Joe Dirt 69.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's a dream. Maybe, you know, he wants to 69 Joe Dirt. I don't know. But, yeah, that's what I have a problem with. Now, is the statement true? Yes. Never more than a true statement. But, to call them broads, that just kind of, that irks me a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a feminist. I don't even know if a guy can be a feminist. But don't degrade them like that. That's just not cool.
They actually touched down over for the second half of the international tour, the European tour, and
that's did you hear about Bray Wyatt?
No.
He I think first night of the tour or whatever, him and Reigns were having a match, and they said he just kind of slipped or whatever, just took a little slide in the ring there, and he had some kind of calf injury now, and they sent him back home.
No wonder they sent Lana and Eva Marie over this way. Now, considering it was both Lana and Eva Marie, one of the other posters over there, and that's, like I said, I enjoy reading some of the things that people say. I don't make posts on these message boards. I just go ahead and lay out the inane drivel over on Twitter, my personal account. Somebody actually posted, Hicks Villain is the name of the poster. On behalf of America, I'd like to apologize to our friends across the pond for whatever train wreck match these two may have.
What, Lana and Eva Marie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to join. I would like to join that individual whose name I do not know, and like I said, they call himself Hicks Villain over on Lords of Pain. I would like to join them in that sentiment and join them in that apology, should it absolutely be necessary. Bowman?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I agree 100% that that is definitely one of those wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That's one of those matches for the young fellas, if you get what I'm saying there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a little something for the little spank bank later on tonight. But yeah, if you're putting on a wrestling show, then guys, no, just no, just no.
WWE confirmed that Taker will now not be working the tour at all. Taker was originally booked for several of the dates, then cut down to 2. Now he's off the tour altogether. Taker's been pulled was pulled all the way across the board. Matches now confirmed included Dean Ambrose versus Triple H, AJ Styles versus Jericho, Ryback versus Del Rio versus Kalisto.
Speaking of the male equivalent of Lana and Eva Marie, Ryback versus Alberto Del Rio.
Even Kalisto can't save that match.
Huh?
Even Kalisto couldn't save that match.
Oh, wait, was it a triple threat?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Kalisto. Poor buddy. Just run, Kalisto. Run while you can before Ryberg sits. My God, by the way, I just saw something, and you're on Lords of Pain, you'll see it. Ryback is bitching and complaining about his position at WrestleMania. How? This is proof right there that some people could get away with just about anything and still get TV time and pushed. Yes, does Ryback physically look like a champion? Yes. The guy is jacked to the moon, okay? He looks like a walking action figure. Of course, he also has the personality of an action figure, minus the action. So, it's just... he was better, literally, he was so much better when he was 3 words, and that was it. Oh, wait, and then he would say, wake up. So, yes, when he was feed me 4, smack his head, he was like, feed me more, and then smack his head, like, wake up. That was it. That's all they had to do.
It's feeding time.
Huh?
It's feeding time.
I mean, he was two phrases and a wake up. Okay, 2 catchphrases and a wake up, and that's all he needed to do. But then he's going to get his big old Cro-Magnon forehead self and get on social media and bitch and complain. Hey, there was a lot of guys who weren't on Mania. Okay? There's a lot of guys down at NXT who would love to be up where you are. All right?
Okay.
Shut your mouth. Plain and simple. Keep your mouth shut. Stay humble.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Lord. When you have when you're in the position that everybody would kill to be in, and yet all you can do is bitch and whine about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, just shut up, Ryback. You know, I mean, and then it depends on who you believe and what you want to hear, but the whole thing, you know, and I'm going to say allegedly, just in case the WWE tries to sue me for the negative money I have on me. You know, if you've heard or seen any kind of transcript of what Punk said, Punk being CM Punk, for those who don't know, said on Colt Cabana's podcast, where he pretty much outright said that, you know, allegedly, sorry, that's me shutting the blinds. I don't think the neighbors want to see me naked. You know, that Ryback was unsafe. He was the one that caused the injuries and yada, 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 or whatever was said. You know, go back to Art of Wrestling, listen to it, make your own decisions and choices. But, you know, and then Ryback said, yeah, whatever. That just shows you right there. The guy's a jerk. I mean, I'm being honest with you. If you come in with that kind of attitude, or once you get called up to the main roster, like, I guarantee you, there's a lot of guys who are, you know, come in to WWE humble as hell, and then they get that first taste of fame or rostermanship. I don't know if that's a word. I just said it's a word.
There you go.
Then, yeah, I guarantee you they're all jerky McJerk faces. Wow. And I guarantee you, I mean, I'm trying to think back, because I remember when Ryback was in, what the hell is that? When he was in Deep South, not IWA Deep South. God knows, he could be the next Batista there. But you know, when he was in, I guess, what was it Deep South Championship Wrestling?
Yes.
Or was it just Deep South?
It's either, yeah, it was Deep South.
Whatever Jody Hamilton was running on behalf of the WWE. You know, I do remember, because he was there and gone a couple times, if I'm not mistaken. Or he had some disciplinary issues, if I remember correctly. I remember there was let's hope Mark doesn't cut himself with a knife here. You know, just, you can't, and anybody will tell you this, any veteran will tell you this, anybody who's been in the pro wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it, when you get into it, they'll tell you, stay humble, keep your mouth shut, keep your eyes and your ears open. And that's the God's honest truth. I mean, that's really in anything.
It's true.
And I mean, you know, in the job that I do, in the HVAC, heating and air, you know, I've seen a couple of these what they call apprentices, especially one that's going to get his skull caved in if he calls me fat again to my face. You know, keep your mouth shut. Listen to your journeyman. Listen to the people who are teaching you. That's that's how you get far, in my opinion. That is how you get far in life, really.
Yep.
In life. Listen to those who came before you in anything. If you see an old dude, pull him aside. If you're at Hardee's for some reason on a Thursday morning at 6:30 and you got time to kill and you see a group of old dudes over there, you know, rocking their World War II veteran hats or whatever veteran hats, you know what? Go over there. Sit down. Talk to them. Ask them questions about life. Pick their brains for any subject. I guarantee you, you will learn something. Trust me. Because guess what? They're old for a reason. Their time is come and gone. Well, it's not gone yet, but it's going to be gone.
Speaking of come and gone,
we're trying to go. But just find a wizened old person and get life advice. If you're breaking into pro wrestling right now, for some reason you're choosing to listen to us, well, you've screwed up already. But
now.
But no, in all seriousness, if you're thinking about breaking in, to the sport of professional wrestling, I've done some stuff. Yes, I've done ring announcing. I've done commentary. Back in the day, I did book a couple of places. We don't talk about that. But just watching, all these younger guys, I can tell you, rely on those who came before you for knowledge and for guidance. That's
very true. Very true.
And, no, I'm kidding.
I'm going to kill you. You're making up for lost time, aren't you?
Well, hell, when somebody sits there and we go like 87 weeks without a show.
We didn't go 87 weeks without a show. We went one.
We went 87 weeks without a show.
No, but and it was actually about to be 2 weeks because I was going to be at the AWE live event. And I want to say.
Apparently that's way more important than this thing.
Kimberly was there.
Okay, well, like I said, I hope you have fun. AWE show. That will be the only time that anybody ever gets a pass, is if Princess Kimberly is at a show.
There you go.
Then we could cancel the show all day long.
You were supposed to be there with me, bud.
Huh?
You were going to be there with me, too. I was going to drag your ass over there.
Look, I told you, once I get my financial situations set. Oh, God, that stove is on. Ow, hot.
While you're trying to cool down the burn, and I don't mean Bernie Sanders.
Oh, my God. I almost
real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Corner to Corner will be kicking off in about 26 minutes from right now. Also
That's
slated to
come.
Say what?
That's the top of the hour?
Yes, it is. And from there, the new edition of the Midnight Black Mass should be taking place tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central Time. Global Championship Wrestling's GCW Radio makes the return Tuesday, April 19, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Time. Back to Basics takes over at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central Time. Yours truly alongside of Phil Stamper for this coming week's episode. And, of course, on the 20th, the To Be Determined show returns live. Wicked Nemesis, Angie Nemesis, possibly Clyde Braddock. You never know what's going to happen. That is April 20, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. And on Thursdays, may just have a surprise on the panel as the Shooters Gallery takes over, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. Central Time. At Beyond,
Princess Kimberly?
At Beyond Ringside on Twitter. I'm not going to tell you. Facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live. And, of course, definitely check out BeyondRingside.com as well as ProWrestlingRadio.net. Special thank you to Ace Haven for coming on board this afternoon. Looking forward to this coming Friday and Saturday in Piedmont for the Trinity Challenge Cup presented by ProSouth Wrestling.
What's that address one more time, Eddie?
627 Southern Avenue.
And do you remember the website he said to go buy the combo breaker?
No, I don't have to because it's currently listed on the Beyond Ringside Friends page and fan page.
Well, there you go.
For Mark MaBo Bowman.
Oh, are we going off the air?
Yes.
Oh, don't. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. The guinea pigs are asleep.
I'd say you have 26 damn guinea pigs over there.
They're asleep. I have no one to talk to. Somebody love me, hold me, make me feel like a woman.
I'm the Magic City Motor Mouth Fast Eddie Layne. Until next time, adios, das vidania. What?
I hate to cut you off.
You
not
freaking
really.
did it 34 times in 1 hour. What's now? What's different about now?
You're forgetting. Today is a very important day.
I want to say a very special happy birthday wish to good friend of the family, the Horseman's Advocate, Andy Hudson. I meant to do that at the show start. Andrew, brother, congratulations. Happy birthday.
Yeah, congratulations for getting 1 year closer to dying.
Oh, that was just so incredibly bad.
Well, you're the one all like, congratulations. Congratulations for coming out of a vagina. Woo.
No, actually, normally I congratulate guys for making it back into the vagina.
Oh, God, I wish somebody would throw me one of them parties. I haven't been able to do it in a while. Anyway, so, for the Magic City Motor Mouth, I'm Fast Eddie Layne saying adios, las vagina, arrivederci, au revoir, avicina, au revoir, and konnichiwa.
You've heard this thing enough times, you should know the damned order.
Yeah, I don't even pay attention to you half the time. What do you think I'm always like, what are we talking about?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening, and more importantly, thank you for going Beyond Ringside. Bye for now.
I'm gonna eat some P.F. Chang's for dinner. Yeah, 'cause Target screwed up and put some on clearance and didn't realize it. I'm taking advantage of the system.